And go. Hi, everyone. Today we have here James, co-founder at merchantspring.io, which is a marketplace analytics platform. Hi, James. Thanks a lot.
Hey, Jordy. Thanks for having me.
Since you are located in Melbourne, what time is it there?
It is 7 p.m. currently, which means I'm probably staying back at the office way too long to have this conversation, but it's a pleasure nonetheless.
So let's make this quick so you can leave home early.
Yeah, sure.
So can you share your screen so we can see how the tool works?
Yeah, so let's get straight into it. Now, I'm assuming you can see my screen here, Jordy.
Sure, yeah, go on.
So where I've landed is really the overview screen. But before I get into the detail, I just want to kind of share the context, right, of what this tool solves, the problem that it solves. So where we are now in 2021, we are seeing a lot more multi-channel activity, right? And what we mean by that is sellers are selling on multiple marketplaces. So, that, for example, in France, that could be eBay, Amazon, Cdiscount, Fnac, Darty, so on. We are also seeing sellers selling on multiple Amazons. So here in Australia, one of our users actually has Amazon Australia, Amazon US, Amazon UK, Amazon Germany, the list goes on. This type of multi-channel selling is becoming more and more prevalent as it becomes easier and easier to expand, for example, with tools like Amazon FBA, and now more marketplaces offering native fulfillment services similar to FBA. It makes global expansion a whole lot easier. Right? So with the advent of selling on multiple channels, the problem then arises of how do you see them all, right? Now, sure, there's a way to see them all by logging into every single Seller Central or whatever, backend or whatever.
Yeah, but that's a waste of time.
Yeah, exactly. Logging into multiple, downloading CSVs, and then, finally after an hour, you probably get a picture, right?
Yeah.
So what we solve is how do you, the challenge that we started out with is how do you see all of your store's performances in quickest possible time frame, like seconds, right? So that's the context. And now here we are. And as you can see, this is a demo store. So this is nobody's real stores. But what it's showing here is 5 marketplace accounts. So we've got Amazon US, eBay UK, Amazon Australia in one location, in one tool. So literally within seconds, just moving my eyeballs, I can see what's going on across all of my channels, in a very simple, easy to use interface, and off I go. I kind of get a feeling of what my sales are at, what channels are contributing the most sales to my overall business revenue, what's my performance like versus what I normally do, and this really kind of starts to break down your holistic multi-channel performance by different metrics. So obviously sales, then you got stock availability, seller health, top performing products, heat maps of what day drives the most amount of sales, a bit of advertising performance. Now, this is the starting point. Now, I must share with you that a lot of sellers actually get somewhat addicted to this. Like, there's this one guy in the UK, he says to me, it gets to Wednesday and he's like, I don't know what's going on my 10 stores. He's like, but then I come into your tool and I'm like, it's Wednesday and actually I'm above where I normally am on a Wednesday. Then he can go back to bed and go, yep, I'm actually okay. Right. So, but the flip side to that is, you come in and actually it's Wednesday and, you're not performing where you should be on a Wednesday. And then it's, all hands on deck to go and solve stuff. So, some of the feedback we're getting is sellers are like, wow, I'm so close to the data now. I'm so close to my performance quickly that I can actually, take action quicker and focus on what really matters, like without having to, have death by spreadsheets to get that picture.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Jordy? I mean, do you have anything you want to clarify there?
No, it's crystal clear.
It's very we pride ourselves on being as clear and simple as possible. So to take it a little bit further here, everything you see on screen is actually drillable. So you can drill into all of the channels, and I'll get to that in a minute. But what I would say is that some users actually, because they have so many stores now, they actually like this overview screen, but they like the fact they can customize it. So regional, putting a regional lens over it. Maybe you just want to look at Australia, or you want to look at everything. So there is some level of customization here, depending on where you sell. Obviously, you got the normal, multi-currency arrangement as well. We do have sellers that, based in Australia, but sell abroad, but they might want to see everything in Australian dollars, just to kind of make them feel sane, right? To kind of get it, in the home currency.
Yeah.
Everything on this page is also customizable in date range as well. So you can chop and change the data to how you want to see it. Again, saving a ton of time. Like, it allows me to see really, I'll just show you an example here. Just the first 15 days of April, a couple of clicks, we can see the first 15 days of April versus the prior period. We can see it in orders. We can see it in average order value. Basically, within seconds, as you can see, without even drilling into anything, I kind of am getting a feel of what's really going on.
That's good. Then how many stores can we add here?
The answer to that is actually infinity, because you can literally keep going. And I will share with you that there are certain businesses in the US that I know that have well over 100 Amazon stores or, eBay stores connected to this thing. Now, some of them are agencies and they're managing multiple stores, but they're, the point is you could go on forever, technically. But yeah, it starts to get pretty crazy when you have that many stores.
Can you add the new Amazon markets such as Poland, Holland, United, Arabian?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'll just dive into that actually. So actually our breadth of connections is pretty wide. So, we've got eBay here, global connector. Amazon, literally global connector. So to your question there, Netherlands, Poland is there already. And this follows the OAuth protocol. So we're using the latest SP APIs for those, technical that watch your stuff, which means that you don't have to authorize a developer, take the token, copy paste. You actually click the channel, click connect, and it'll ask you just to log in and authorize us. Bang, off you go, a couple of seconds. So yeah, basically everything I'm showing you here is global. So Walmart global, Shopify global, and then you have all the other marketplaces from around the world. France, Italy, Germany, South America, the list goes on. And like, to your point earlier, you can theoretically connect as many as you want over and over and over again.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, pretty crazy. Now, I want to try and drill down into a store. Now, like I said, this is a demo store, so the data is probably going to be completely wacky, but I'll give it a go. So I'm going to drill into, like I said, one of these stores that are connected here, so Peripherals Inc. So what this has done now, Jordy, is it's taken me away from the high level kind of portfolio view into an isolated view of just this Amazon store, right? And whether it's Amazon US or Poland or Netherlands, it'll just be the same kind of function. You drill in.
Okay. Now
that it's isolated, I'm seeing the same familiar widgets I had on the previous page. Same date range stuff as well. I might as well just change this to Australian dollar since I'm over here in Australia. And now I can see, all of the widgets in, broken down across operations and analytics and so on for this particular store. Everything here is drillable as well. But the menu on the left is really like another way to break down the data even further. So what we have on the left here is sales insights, profitability, which is coming soon, and I'll get to that shortly, pricing, operations, and advertising. So a lot of this functionality, like sales by category, for example, has come from user feedback. Now, we're a completely customer-led business, so we don't build things because we feel like it's a great idea. We actually build things that our customers actually ask for. So sales by category, sales by brand, sales by product. And most of these reports are actually exportable. So there's an download a CSV button. You can change the comparison periods. There's a, you can even search and filter this this table as well. And you can also sort it. So I'll just demonstrate the sorting as we speak. So yeah, all of this is kind of, the idea is how do you take the shortcut to get into the granular data that, you really need, right?
Pretty easy.
Yeah. So, top sellers, pretty normal. Worst sellers, I think, and, out of stocks. Now, a lot of the recent sellers that have signed up have really liked this at risk of out of stock kind of filter, because they can quickly see, the use case there is something that's selling pretty well, but then it's actually, got 2 days worth of stock left, right? Mm-hmm. The tool also kind of quantifies, I mean, this is demo store, but if you had a real store, it will tell you, like, now that you've got a couple more days left. And by the way, now that you're out of stock, actually you've missed X thousands dollars of sales. So it actually starts to quantify this information to tell you, actually, you should do something, right, to fix your business.
Does it send a real-time alert to your email?
At this point, that is something we're working with a number of users. We had that, but then some users are like, you know what, I want this, I want that. So we're actually, if anyone who signs up, please give us feedback, but we're actually kind of going to try and formulate what people want. Because I think, it's very easy with all these tools to get notification fatigue, right? Then you just delete them and they're all worthless, right? So we're just trying to get through to what really adds value.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, moving on quickly in the interest of time. So profitability, and I will get to that, and I will share you some exclusive screenshots separately. Yeah. But that is actually the most asked about piece of functionality right now, and we are very proud to say later this month we'll be releasing, store profit and loss, product profit and loss, custom, cost imports. But what I'm most excited about is the fact that we've actually been able to pull down and map all of the Amazon fees. Like, I'm talking everything from, the fees that you earned from leasing a book out. Like, we went through everything with a fine-tooth comb. Obviously that's not applicable to everyone, but I'm really excited about that, because some sellers are like, oh dude, I have so many fees, how do I even get a grip of how much I'm really paying Amazon, right? So I'm very excited about that. And Geordie, I do hope you let me come back to actually demo just the profitability piece.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, skipping ahead to something that we do have. So buy box performance, again, not applicable for everyone. We all know that, for those that sell their own products and stuff. But for some users, they find this pretty useful. So we do offer buy box functionality, essentially monitoring, the price, how many other sellers are selling on the same product, on the same ASIN, availability, your price versus buy box price, and the difference. Essentially just giving you, again, a shortcut to the information that should let you, help you make a decision to whether or not you want to win the buy box or not, right?
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward. I'll pause there, Geordie. Is there anything you want to ask me to perhaps add more value to this?
No, not really. Go on.
Cool. So then we come into this operations stuff. So a lot of users have said, look, they've got a few stores. They find it hard to see account health, very quickly and easily. So this is, again, a shortcut to everything that's going on from an account health perspective. And we are capturing literally everything to come to this health status. So we just had one user this morning actually say, well, my account health's not good, but I didn't know that. And then what's actually going on? So we're actually, our customer success managers are looking through this and showing our users, like, actually, you've got a late contact response time. And they're like, whoa, I didn't know that. So you're getting into this stuff early, so you can actually fix it before, the catastrophe of being blocked actually happens.
That's my favorite report so far. I mean, I used it 2 days ago because I synchronized a seller account of one of my clients, and I just realized they have a huge performance problem and nobody knew that. And I knew it thanks to this report. So saved my ass.
That's great, man. That's great. Now then there's, going on a little bit deeper, there's overdue orders. Now for the demo store, obviously there's no overdue orders, perfect example. But in Australia, there's people actually that use fulfilled by merchant, FBM. So this is actually becoming, for them, it's quite relevant. Now, below this, there's this thing called review management. So really, really exciting stuff is when a SaaS product uses the SP API, you can actually make an API call to Amazon and say, hey, ask that customer for a review, and you can customize like when you ask them for it, after delivery, certain days, all that kind of stuff. Now, this is really exciting because we'll be able to, the feature functionality allows the user to customize the kind of the parameters of that review solicitation. And it's obviously 100% compliant with Amazon. So actually it's a quick and easy way to scale your reviews without being worried, you know, doing it the wrong way and all that kind of stuff. So again, customer-led piece of functionality. People have asked for it. We have built it. Now going into marketing stuff. So we pull down all of the marketing, the Amazon PPC stuff down from Amazon via API. And it gives you essentially a view of all the stuff that everyone that sells on Amazon probably knows of: campaigns, ad groups, products, keywords. The difference is, I suppose, it allows you to get a global view of what's going on. So for example, with the keywords functionality, we actually are able to see keywords holistically, not just at a campaign level. We can see all keywords across all campaigns, and you can filter it and export it and customize what you want to see and so on. So we're giving users the flexibility to use it how they want. We're not telling them how to use it a particular way. Again, we just build what the users ask for. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah. But I was thinking if you synchronize the Shopify store, can you also synchronize Google Ads so you can see the marketing information on how your ad campaigns on Google are performing?
Yeah, that is the short answer is no, but that is definitely something that a lot of people have asked for. And if I had $1 for every time someone asked me that, I would be, I would be on your show every week. No, but we are having to kind of prioritize other channels because people have said, oh, I need it for this channel, I need it for that. So it's just really a battle of the loudest voice really to get to this point for other channels.
Okay.
Cool. So I just wanted to dart across quickly to eBay, only because I wanted to show a piece of functionality that's eBay specific, but also coming to Amazon. And also just to show, like, you know, no matter what channel you have connected, we try and harmonize the data so it's still easy to digest, right? Because I think you don't want crazy different data for Cdiscount and then it's crazy different to Amazon, right? We're trying to make it harmonized so you can digest it easily. Now, eBay actually has this listing quality auditor, which automates basically a check of your product listings quality. Now, obviously this doesn't really matter for everyone that sells on Amazon, especially those that are, you know, selling products that already exist in the Amazon catalog. But a lot of users have asked for this on Amazon as well. So we are planning to release and build such a thing for, you know, not just Amazon, but actually other marketplaces as well. That is pretty much the whirlwind demo, Geordie.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But, you know, in the interest of time, like I've touched on I guess the key features, but you know, this what I'm showing on screen here is actually anybody can go and play around with this demo store. It's self-service. You can jump in, kick the tires on it. So yeah, I mean, whoever's watching, if you want to give it a go without even having to connect your store, I'm sure Geordie will be sharing this link as well.
That's great. Just a quick question. Can we check the European marketplaces on your list?
Yeah, you want to, I'll open it again.
So that's good. We have VidaXL, yeah, because I saw Darty and Carrefour. So you have a connector with Miracle.
Correct, yeah. So obviously some of these like Cdiscount are not Miracle, but you're right. A lot of these are based on the Miracle connector, the French business, which has allowed us to essentially interface with a lot of Miracle marketplaces around the world, including in Australia. Like we have Catch here, which you know, everyone knows is on Miracle as well.
That's great. It's amazing because, well, we don't see many Miracle connectors these days.
Yeah, it's certainly there's certainly got a lot of activity going on in Australia, that's for sure.
Okay. Well, so that was great, James. I mean, it's a great tool and really, really user friendly, which is for me, that's one of the top features because, well, I was used to the managed by stats dashboards, and
Right.
this looks far better.
I take that as a very big compliment, Geordie. Thank you.
It is. I mean, the goal of these tools is to help you understand what's going on, because if you are looking for this information on Seller Central, that's a mess. I mean, so if the tool is really user-friendly and it's pretty easy to understand data, I mean, that's a huge pro for me. So because most of the time I can't understand what's going on my clients' accounts when I look at the reports on Seller Central.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was part of the use case. A lot of users, agencies, consultants, that they just said, look, we don't want crazy terminology and crazy customizability. It just needs to be visually pleasing and easy to digest. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that you feel that it's easy to digest. It means a lot.
So if I have an agency, do I have to pay a separate license for every client I add?
Yeah, so our model is, it's a very good question, actually. Our pricing model, is really about not charging a moving amount of money, right? There's no percentage of sales or anything like that. It's always a flat fee. But the way it works is for every channel that you need to connect, that's how the price goes up. So people who have 100 channels, they pay a lot more. People who have 3, they pay a lot less. Our typical pricing is usually $5.99 US per channel. So that's at scale, right? So our agency plan usually works like that. Like, you've got 85 channels is roughly times, that price.
That's pretty cheap. Okay, James, that was really useful, and thanks a lot for the demo. And well, if you need any further details, James, contact on, not your email or your house address, but we'll leave a contact link on the description.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, look, thank you so much, Geordie. It was a real pleasure. And hopefully for those of you out there can get some value from it as well.
And thank you for staying after hours.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
See you. Take care.
Thanks, Geordie.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.